Arc Raiders currently looks like the next big looter shooter. Every single one is talking good things about it. The people who love extraction shooters or looter shooters are absolutely astonished with how good this game currently is. And the best part, it's probably gonna get better. And this game easily is gonna be probably at the top of looter shooters. We have Dune Awakening, but it has some minor problems here or there. Okay, there are some complaints, but currently, Arc Raiders has pretty much no real complaints, and everyone is having a blast. Let's see.
It's not that often I can say that a game has sunk its teeth into me as much as Arc Raiders did. Recently they had a tech test for the game lasting a few days that has now sadly ended, and whilst I realise that the honeymoon phase is still definitely in full swing, I can't help but feel like Embark Studios, who created the game, are onto something special here.
Yeah, just from this is in-game footage. You can already tell that this is so much step above so many things. The reality is, when it comes to extraction shooters, Tarkov currently is pretty much king and queen, okay? But this, I look at this and Arc Raiders is instantaneously like that much ahead of Tarkov even. It seems insane.
actually put effort in, and it shows. The game was originally announced in 2021 as a free-to-play PvE shooter set to release in 2022. It was then delayed so the studio could focus on their other game at the time, The Finals, before revealing in May 2023 that Arc Raiders would now evolve into a PvPvE extraction game and become a premium product, release date TBA. Since then, the game has been extensively developed, tested and iterated on with the community. The earliest I personally played the game was June 2023 in a closed alpha playtest. There was a Discord server set up too for providing feedback on the game and chatting with the developers. Simply put,
Look at this. Doesn't this make you honestly want to play it? I barely know what's going on and I love it, honestly.
they've been cooking and not rushing it either, letting people play what they created early, taking feedback on it, iterating, trying again and again and again. As of today, we still don't know a release date. 2025 is all we've got. I imagine at this point, October, November is looking likely. The recent playtest was quite
2025 is going to have a lot of games released because, well, GTA 6 has been pushed back a year. So this year is going to be pretty stacked. And so far, it has been good. And good in the best ways because AAA is literally dying. In the past 10 years, how many good games AAA developers have made? I'll wait. Probably like people are going to figure out one or two, maybe. And then you compare to how many double A quality games have released that have absolutely destroyed the franchise landscape. It's insane. And being, 50% cheaper now than new with price tag of 80 fucking dollars. How's that how is that $80 working out for you, Doom Eternal, huh? Yeah, Bethesda.
limited in terms of access, although it did feature Xbox and PS5, which was nice for those guys, and on Steam, the maximum peak player count hit 21,000 players. And I'm sure that all of that provided invaluable data for the dev team. But why has it left such an impression, and why has there been so much buzz about it? Let's get the elephant out of the room first. It's an extraction game. Some love them, some hate them. Obviously, there's a big market out there, and I think especially for consoles spare Hunt Showdown, there really hasn't been many excellent examples. No one has managed to crack that market and hang on to it as much as Escape from Tarkov has, which is definitely
Exactly.
showing its age nowadays, but Arc Raiders could be the answer to that. How though? Well, the first thing that strikes me about this game is the quality of it and how well it nails the fundamentals before building an extraction game on top. What I mean by that is that I load it up and most stuff looks and feels like I expect it to, and it consistently hits a high bar.
I don't know. Does this look like something you expect to see nowadays? No, this is damn good.
Start with the graphics, the thing that you're looking at 100% of the time. The presentation here is incredible. Embark have somehow got an Unreal Engine 5 game with massive maps to not only look graphically impressive, but perform excellently at the same time. Players on older spec PC systems were pleasantly surprised when they could run the game on high settings at a smooth frame rate and not
Ooh.
get that typical stuttering that
I mean, what are we talking about? PCs though that have old specs. My PC is 5 years old. Okay, am I gonna be able to run this at high settings? I don't know.
they were used to on other Unreal Engine 5 games. Yes, I feel like they have some issues with level of detail and popping on some of the rocks and foliage, etc. But majority of the time, I think this game looks amazing. The lighting, the vibes, you feel like you're entering a fleshed out alternative universe version of Earth that's truly been ravaged for centuries by horrific killing machine robots. The audio design too, impeccable, chef's kiss. There's some deep atmospheric and ambient sound systems happening.
Dude, anyone seen that clip where someone's playing this? They're at the top of something and a robot just fucking leaps onto the building on them. Oh, that is just chef's kiss right there.
All the time. The sound of distant gunshots, the weird noises that the bad guys make. I couldn't fault it. The animations are very impressive too. With this being a third-person game, they get a real opportunity to show off these systems, most notably with how the characters move and traverse the environments. Extra little details when you begin to sprint, tire out, slide, climb up railings and walls, spraining your ankle when you take a bad fall. It all adds to the game feeling natural and believable.
Yeah.
Physics plays a big part of this too.
Yeah, this is kind of big.
Not just for your character, but also the enemies that you fight. Drones spiraling out of control, but attempting to still fly despite losing an engine or two. And going back to what I mentioned about the fundamentals, the input and response time of this game is excellent. For the most part, the guy I'm controlling does what I want him to in an intuitive manner. When I'm in fights with people, I don't feel like I'm also fighting my keyboard or the game engine at the same time. I'm not noticing any perceptible input lag. I can move, crouch, roll, aim and track efficiently, and this led to some excellent and satisfying fights with other players and squads where I did feel skill was involved, and even death was satisfying if I had a good scrap with someone who bested me. The movement in general, very fluid, getting around the environments, clambering over the rooftops at pace. There's a surprising amount of detail in, I guess, what you would call a parkour system here. You think it will work, you action it.
Yeah, this looks like a AAA style game 100%.
And most of the time it does. So that's the first major win for Arc Raiders. For me, they've nailed the fundamentals. It looks good, sounds good, it runs well, it feels good to shoot and move. Many games do not put that stuff first, and when you play a game that does, the difference is striking. Another major reason I think this game will be popular is that you don't have to play it like a typical extraction game, and it can still be really fun. I'm guessing this will be a huge
Oh, damn, sliding on the ropes. I love it that there's just these random super tall things that you can climb also.
positive note for solo players especially. I was having experiences where I would load into a raid with a specific quest or a mission, usually solo.
And by the way, this is not even the most anticipated thing when it comes to extraction style shooters. I constantly forget the name of it, but there is an extraction shooter that's a lot more dark, and it has like these fusions of machine and humans and things like that. And there are things that you can't even kill and you're supposed to run away. I forget what it's called. Someone's gonna remember in the comments. But I mean, this is gonna be big, and I think that that game also could potentially be really big. Now, granted, we don't really know a lot about it currently. We just kind of know the concept and whatnot. But I mean, extraction shooter players are eating pretty good. If you're a fan or even if casual, I mean, this stuff is pretty top tier.
Solo and just get lost in the world, the ambience, doing my own thing, kind of like a single player game in a way. If I was stealthy and careful, I could avoid the AI. I could avoid other players. I didn't have to run towards the red flares in the sky when a player got knocked. I just ignored them and did my own thing, got to my quest location, looted a specific cupboard or melee killed a specific bot that I needed, stole the components, snuck out, made my way to an extraction, and I got out of there, mission complete. The best part about this too is that if you play solo, the game prioritizes matching you with other solo players. For some reason,
That's
many
nice.
other contemporary games don't do this.
And by the way, there's a lot of there's 4 different maps, I think, or something like that, and they're different, as you can see.
Contemporary games
This is not the same map as the previous one.
don't do this, and they don't think about the vast amount of gamers out there who want to or have to play solo for whatever reason. And the game design in some of these other titles falls apart because they weren't building the game with the intention of that in the first place. And in these solo rounds, because of systems like proximity chat in Arc Raiders, when I ran into other real players, I could often talk to them and de-escalate a potential bloodbath. This is cool, this is different, and it can lead to some.
Any game that doesn't have proximity chat but has PvP nowadays is doing a disservice to it, okay? Listen, let the N-words fly. I don't give a shit. The immersion, the fucking situations. I'm here for it, okay?
Amazing emergent gameplay opportunities. Yeah, sometimes they betrayed me and I might have betrayed them once or twice, but most of the time, if I started speaking to someone, they spoke back and didn't shoot, we had a conversation. Sometimes it led to a gunfight, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes I'd go on to extract with that person or share loot, or pick up another raider on the way. Other times when we were playing in trios, we were asking nearby players on proximity chat to come and help us attempt to take down the Queen, which is this horrible giant boss AI. Yeah, it doesn't always work, and you know what, some days I just feel like shooting everyone on sight
Bro, you know you take it out and then it's then it's every team for itself.
too, but the option and opportunity is there if you want to explore it. Another very important way that this game differs from most extraction games is with your progression. Yes, it's the same in the way that if you die while in a match, you will lose everything in your backpack and any guns that you were carrying on your person. And yes, there is a safe box with like 2 to 3 spaces where if you die, any loot in there is
That's completely valid.
safe and guaranteed to come with you. So you would want to put your highly valuable items or rare quest gear in there. But, and this is a big but, there is also an overarching stat system in the back end, pun intended, that does not get reset if you die and is instead based on XP you're earning in a match. And that could be earned by doing objectives, searching loot, exploring, fighting, whatever. You can then level up various stats of your player using that XP here that, as far as I know, are permanent. And this means that, let's say you have an incredible game where you take down a big robot boss, you kill 12 players, discover the site of the Holy Grail, and almost extract at 29 minutes, but you get gunned down. Even if you die and lose all of your loot in that situation, the XP that you gained from all of those actions can be spent on this stat screen to, let's say, level up your endurance by 1%. It wasn't all for nothing, basically, which is one of the big reasons that a lot of players are turned off by extraction.
I'm not gonna lie. You know what's the one thing that they should have added here without any question? It's the executions, okay? It's the executions. I want to be able to just pull out the force multiplied and introduce it to a cranium's durability score. Okay? I want those executions. Oh, I want them so badly. It is one of the best things. And it's like it's the knockout like this. That's gay shit right there. Okay, boys. What are we, marathon? What do you mean? I want to see it. Okay, that's what the kids also want. Want the young audience. Let's fucking go. A little bit of that gore.
Players are turned off by extraction games as they feel like they waste a lot of time. Maybe they were killed by a random sniper shot, not even aimed at them, or a jet engine fell on their head. It's okay, you've still got something out of it and you can build progress.
I mean, if you're playing Helldivers, a jet engine falling on your head is kind of based.
I don't know what Mbox plan is for this long term though, if they intend to do wipes for the quests or maybe reset all of these personal stats after.
So how many survival extraction shooters do we have? Let me actually try to Google one thing real quick. Let me check if I can find the images of the thing that I'm kind of thinking about here. Can't seem to find it. Is this it? No, that's not it. Man. I can't find, but man, there is a lot of extraction shooters that are just absolutely 100% averted currently that are happening and popping off. It's kind of insane. Yesterday we even talked about Wildgate, which is a completely different style of extraction shooter, and I don't think it's gonna be the biggest thing ever, but it's definitely gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna be strange, and it's gonna be a completely different thing. Yeah, I can't find the thing that I'm talking about, that I'm thinking about. Ah, too bad, but someone's probably in the comment section gonna figure out what I'm talking about. It's like a dark, macabre looking extraction shooter that's dark and macabre. Like I fucking know how to write macabre. Anyway, yeah, I'm not seeing this. That's flesh. No, how? What's the name of the thing where you have flesh and flesh horror? Maybe that's what it's called. Level 0 extraction now, that's not the one I'm thinking, but this is for some reason Google thinks that I'm thinking that constantly. Yeah, I can't find it, too bad. Exoborn? Is that it maybe? No, that's the oh! No. Exoborn is a different one. Exoborn is also an upcoming one, but I don't know how people feel honestly about that one. So yeah, there's gonna be so much. The extractor shooter genre currently is absolutely going insane.
After a season or whatever, we'll have to see. Could end up being very divisive in the community, whatever route they go for, but right now, I'm on board with how they're working this system. Next, we're going to talk about the AI. AI in this game are no joke. There's a ton of variety, they have weak spots, they work together, and are genuinely scary at times. They react quickly to you.
I love games where the AI is actually scary. Okay, I don't like those games where you're just the boss, okay? I want to actually feel achievement because I did something that matters.
Mess you up if you take them for granted. During the recent playtest, we ended up in many situations where we started a fight against another player squad. The noise from that brought other squads over, then a load of AI drones would show up. Maybe they start shocking you, making noise, putting a red spotlight on you, so you have to try and take those out too while fighting other players. They give away your position, they call in bigger, scarier drones like the Rocketeer. You run away, you turn a corner, and you run into a Bastion, which is a giant tick with a minigun that instantly beams you. You can do awesome stuff like throwing lures at enemy teams to send AI in their direction while you escape. Thinking back, I was killed by the AI directly and indirectly on many occasions. There's also huge boss creatures like the aforementioned Queen here, which required a lot of damage, almost like little Destiny raid bosses. This thing has got multiple attacks. It can
By the way, that is so good. That's one of my favorite tropes in movies.
required a lot of damage.
Look at this. See that? This is one of my favorite things to happen in games, and I love it when it happens in movies because it's kind of comical in my opinion. Because that's an explosive. This is what made Tony Stark rethink his life and become Iron Man. Not the actual cave and shit, but this moment right there, being blown up. And I love it because this is like, and you need to run. You need to get the fuck out because this thing's exploding, and if you're near it, it's over.
Like little Destiny raid bosses. This thing has got multiple attacks. It can beam you from miles away. It can set fire to you and the ground around you. It can launch incendiary mortars at you. It can crush you. It can machine gun you down in a quick blast. It's not to be trifled with, but if you can take it down, which is quite difficult, the loot and resources are aplenty.
Okay, watch this. Oh, I just realised you lost your sniper, didn't you?
It's scared of you, Tom. Okay, maybe not.
So then it does that and then electrocutes me while I'm down. Oh my god, it killed me so quick.
Jesus Christ!
No, it's coming for you.
Yeah, that thing.
Dude.
God!
I died instantly.
I regret everything.
Oh my god, dude.
This is really cool related to the AI too. A viewer called Josh T emailed me this article from Medium in 2021 where Embark were talking about how they were using machine learning to create some of the AI in the game. If this is actually used in the current Arc Raiders build, it appears that some, if not all of the AI...
Dude, I want an extraction shooter that's just ridiculously hard against AI to survive, okay? I want something like that. Something like that where you can go with a team and your main objective is actually just kind of avoid the enemies. And, fighting has a real risk of getting the enemies on you and instantaneously getting you killed. I want something like that, an extraction shooter, but that's constantly the risk, and you can never really overcome it. Because in these games, you do overcome the challenges of them at some point. But I want something where you're like constantly, oh no, 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 no. If we do this, we're dead.
Enemies in the game are not scripted in the typical video game sense. Looking at the article, quote, a self-taught physics-based creature moving and reacting to its surroundings, attempting to balance itself and try to continue to move even when you throw stuff at it or take away a limb, just like you would expect it to. So perhaps that's one of the reasons why the AI in this game feels so believable and unpredictable. There's a high chance that they taught themselves how to exist in this virtual world. So it looks like there might be a huge element of self-taught machine learning thrown in there for good measure. And also because this used to be a PvE game.
Oh, does this mean we are close to the point where we can have NPCs that are machine learned? Because again, an NPC, friend or foe, that you cannot predict what it's gonna do is just exciting, okay? It is just exciting.
I'd wager that Embark brought a lot of that work over to the now PvPvE version of the game. Fighting.
Anyway, that is an absolute 10 out of 10. That was Jack Frogs 10 out of 10. Bye.